Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Let's talk about it. Recently, it was Father's Day in the US, so I want to share with you 2 idioms that you can use to talk about similarities between parents and kids. The first one has to do with fruit. Well, as you might know from the title of this video, it has to do with apples. You can imagine there is an apple tree. That's like the father or the mother, the parent. This tree is the parent. And below the tree, are there apples from another tree? Did those apples fall from another tree? Probably not, unless the wind is really strong. Usually, the apples that fall underneath a tree come from that parent tree. We can imagine the apple is the child. And our idiom, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, is similarities between you and your parents, or between you and your kids. Let's imagine that your dad loves coffee. He's a huge coffee fan, and you also like coffee. You could say, well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and it means I know where I got this trait, this interest, this love. I know where it came from because my dad also has the same interest. For me, my grandma is always active. She's always moving or going or has some project. She's going nonstop. And do you know who is similar to her? It's me. I need to take time to slow down because it's difficult for me to stop. I'm always going, and it brings me joy and happiness to have projects and ideas. So I could say, well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, my grandma is really active, and so am I. Even though she's not my parent, we can still use this idiom to talk about similarities. Can you talk about negative similarities with this idiom? Yes. Let's imagine that your mom always says that she's gonna do something and then she doesn't do it. She doesn't follow through. She just says she's gonna do something and then she doesn't. Well, if your mom is that way and your sister is also that way, they share this common personality trait, you could say, well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They both say they're gonna do something and then they don't. This is a negative thing. So we can use this idiom for positive traits and for negative traits. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What about the second one? The second idiom is a little clearer. It is like father, like son, like mother, like daughter. Can you imagine what this means? Well, does it mean that you have similarities to your father? Yes, definitely. So if we go back to our idea about your dad loves coffee, you love coffee, you can say, he likes coffee, I like coffee, like father, like son. Great, you're comparing yourself to him. Or if we want to talk about a negative trait, your mom says she's gonna do something and she doesn't do it. Your sister says she's gonna do something, but she doesn't do it. You could say, well, like mother, like daughter, they have the same character trait. This is comparing them. So I want to know for you, use both of these idioms. What is a similarity that you have, either positive or negative, with your parents? Or if you are a parent, tell me, what is a similarity that you have with your kids? Ooh, try to use one of these idioms. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, or like father, like son, like mother, like daughter. Let us know in the comments and we'll learn from each other. Thanks so much for learning with me, and I'll see you the next time. Bye!
The next step is to download my free ebook, 5 Steps to Becoming a Confident English Speaker. I want to help you master English and speak fluently. Feel free to subscribe so that you don't miss new English lessons. Thanks so much for learning with me. Bye!